Welcome back to Strength and Health for Life, where we talk about why we're such an obese nation. Hello! Welcome to day 93 of our wellness journey together. Before we begin, we ask that you smash that like button down below, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell so you receive all alerts, and watch the video all the way through. Also, if there are any topics you'd like to see in this channel, please leave your suggestions in the comment section below. As you might have gathered from the video intro, I thought today we'd go over why the United States has such a huge problem with obesity and being overweight. Many people don't realize that 36.5% of the United States population is obese. And added to that is another 32.5% that are just overweight. That means over 2/3 of the entire United States population is either overweight or obese. I think it's becoming a problem. But the question is, why do you think that's happening so much? I think today we should investigate further to at least see why it's happening. But before we do, I think you should know that controlling your own income allows you to create your own amount of time to control your own life. That includes giving you time to work out and develop the body that you really want. So, if you'd like to take control of your income and time so that you can create the life that you want to, like I have, take action now and click the first link in the description to learn how. I did, and I never looked back. So I thought today we'd take a look at the 10 biggest reasons why the United States has a problem with obesity. Keep in mind the order of this list is just arbitrary, meaning they are in no particular order. They just are. That sounds existential. And how? That's for all you philosophy majors out there who got a useless degree. Number 1, genetics. Now, technically this one is not as common as you would think that it is. However, as people that do have this genetic issue breed together and create more people that have that genetic issue, we may find it become more common in the future. Essentially, some people are just genetically inclined to gain more weight and have trouble losing it. And along with that, there could be a genetic component to some thyroid disorders. And since the thyroid is part of what helps control your weight, that could lead to obesity. But again, at least for now, it's still relatively rare. But again, if you are having problems losing weight, it might be a good idea to have this one checked just so you can rule it out. Number 2, engineered junk food. Oh, this is the epitome of engineered failure. Junk food that people see on the shelves that's cheap also tastes amazing. It doesn't matter what they put into it, it's 100% created for you to enjoy the taste more and more. That way, when you eat it, you feel compelled to eat more just because you enjoy the flavor. In fact, this can play a role in the next thing on our list, although it's not the only thing that causes it. Number 3, food addiction. Again, with engineered foods to make food taste absolutely amazing, of course you're going to get addicted to it. But again, like I said, that's not the only thing that leads to food addiction. You want the biggest example? How many times have you heard, "I'm a stress eater"? I know that I am, and I chose engineering school. Not the best combination. Yes, that's a form of food addiction. I mean, just think about it. One of the measurements of whether someone's an alcoholic is if they drink every time they're stressed or when they're sad and get emotional. It's the same thing with eating. If you turn to it to cope with your stresses in your life, then you have food addiction. Recognizing that that's the case is the only way to come to the solution. So I ask that you look inside yourself and see if that's the case. I was able to get it more under control once I realized that was my problem. Number 4, aggressive marketing. That's right, a lot of companies aggressively market foods that are fatty as foods that are healthy. They just want you to buy as much of it as possible. So not only do they make it taste absolutely amazing, but they practically force it on you by drilling it into your head that this food just tastes amazing. And that's before you ever even tried it. And as I stated before, many times the food is touted as being healthy when it's just not. What they really mean is it's healthier than the normal version, which is absolutely horrible for you, but it's still horrible for you. Number 5, medications. This one I'll go over briefly, but there are medications that can cause obesity and problems losing weight. If you're on any medications and you're unsure if this is one of the side effects, make sure you talk to your doctor. There may be an alternate medication that doesn't have any problems with you losing weight. Number 6, availability of healthy foods. Some neighborhoods, especially if we're talking about low-income neighborhoods, may have an issue finding a store nearby that has affordable healthy food. I think that's one problem that this country can fix. I think stores should be required to handle produce locally, at least as much as possible, and that way they can make more nutritious foods a little bit cheaper and make them more available to people. Eating healthy shouldn't be more expensive than eating junky food. At least that's my opinion. Number 7, not enough physical activity. We've become a nation of couch potatoes. More and more of our entertainment, especially with the pandemic going around, comes from indoor activities. Most of those indoor activities require us to do this. Riveting. That's why I feel it's important that we do spend some of the money that we do get on activities that we can do indoors. That's why I bought a weight bench and adjustable dumbbells so that I can work out from home. And at some point, I'm going to get an elliptical. Whatever you need to do to ensure that you have some physical activity that you can do at home, I feel that it's wise that you do so. Plus, you're more likely to do it more often if it's at home, because most of us just don't like physically going out to do things. At least that's how I am. Yeah, I used to go to the gym every single day for a long time, but it doesn't mean I liked the act of physically going there. I like it once I'm there. Now that my gym's in my home, I don't mind going to the gym every day. Number 8, not breastfeeding long enough. Sure, about 75% of women now breastfeed, which is amazing. But the problem is that only 13 to 15% of them continue after 6 months. Breastfeeding has been proven to help keep your baby from becoming obese. The recommendation is that you stop exclusively breastfeeding up to 6 months. After that, the American Pediatrics Association recommends that you introduce solid foods while you continue breastfeeding for up to at least a year. Notice the word at least a year. The World Health Organization recommends the same thing except for the 1 year. They recommend that you continue breastfeeding for up to 2 years or more. But for some reason, most mothers stop breastfeeding at 6 months. That could definitely be a contributing factor to obesity increases in the United States. Number 9, proper portion sizes. Although it's gotten a lot better in the 2000s, the United States still has a problem with offering larger than normal portions when you go to a restaurant. And fast food is the biggest guilty party. I mean, go to a McDonald's overseas. When I visited Manila, I noticed a big difference in the McDonald's there. Our small drinks are their largest because their government forces them to do proper portion sizes. Not that McDonald's is any better for you anywhere, really. But portion sizes just make it even worse in the United States. How many times do you go to a restaurant and receive a massive portion of anything? Remember, if you stick 2 of your fists together like this, that's the size of your stomach. That's a normal meal portion size. Number 10. Misinformation. The amount of misinformation on the internet and on mainstream media when it comes to weight loss and obesity levels is one of the main reasons I started this channel to begin with. Because you have to check the sources of your sources and make sure they're coming from the right areas. And that takes extra time. Now, the media doesn't necessarily do it on purpose when it comes to obesity. Now, they may just misinterpret the results of scientific studies. But even then, sometimes they cherry pick the data for it to fit their narrative. I mean, the reality is it's human nature to do so. And it's unrealistic to expect such a large corporate entity to have any kind of real conscience like that. Yet, sometimes they oversimplify it as well. Whether it's on purpose or not, no one really knows for sure. Either way, just glossing over some things on the internet is not going to give you the proper information. You really kind of have to dive deep and look into the sources that what you're reading has. Because not understanding how your body functions is one possible issue when it comes to losing weight. Again, that's why I made this channel, so I could compile the information exactly how I find it and give that to you. And it's still up to you to make your own decisions, but I at least want to make sure that I give you the best information I can. As you can see, the top 10 reasons why we're obese in the United States are easily seen just when you look around. And now that you know what they are, it'll be easier for you to spot them yourself. But at the end of the day, when it comes to any kind of success, whether it's financial or weight loss, it 100% helps to have somebody to talk to. Because a free flow of ideas is how you come up with new ways of doing things. So if you're looking for a weight loss community to help keep you motivated and accountable, or maybe you're just looking for someone to be there for you along your weight loss journey, then please follow us on Facebook and join our Facebook group. Those links are at the bottom of the description. With all that said, stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next video.